All right, so there's finally the video, the interview that I swear I almost had a dream. Ryan McCaffery, Ryan McCaffery, interviewing Phil Spencer, because I know that Ryan and Phil are great friends, and Ryan worked on the official Xbox magazine, and now he works for the IGN, obviously, but they're still very close friends. Um, so there it is. There's the interview, and there's the question at the 8 minutes and 41 seconds. The question that we all been waiting for, and that question is, what happened with the closure of those four studios? What was the decision making behind it, and all that? Um, and it's exactly what I was predicting, what I was talking about, my previous live streams, my previous videos. Sometimes you have to make a necessary decision to keep the business going. Just like, you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? To put a food on the table, right? Sometimes you have to make certain decisions in your life that you're not proud of, that you have to work certain jobs you don't like, but that's, part of survival, right? You do what you got to do to survive. So I'm gonna let you listen to what he asked him, and then what the answer was from Phil. What Ryan asked him, and then what Phil replied with his answer.
Journalistically responsible thing now and bring the mood down. Otherwise, the internet would tear me apart. So I wanted to ask you. You haven't really commented publicly much in the last couple months. So I wanted to ask you about the studio closures and Tango GameWorks and some of the thoughts behind the decision making there. I mean, you had a critical darling in Hi-Fi Rush. You had folks like Aaron Greenberg saying it checked all these boxes for us and did all the right things here. So, walk me through the decision of why, really Tango specifically, not to disrespect the other studios that were closed, but that was the one that really seemed to kind of stick in the community's craw a bit. So I'm hoping here that you can take the opportunity to address that closure and some of the recent changes in Xbox.
Yeah, the closure of any team is hard, obviously, on the individuals there, hard on the team. And I try to spend all of my focus, as you said, I haven't been talking publicly about this, because right now is a time for us to focus on the team and the individuals. It's obviously a decision that's very hard on them, and I want to make sure through severance and other things that we're doing the right thing for the individuals on the team. It's not about my PR, it's not about Xbox PR, it's about those teams. In the end, I've said over and over, I have to run a sustainable business inside the company and grow. And that means sometimes I have to make hard decisions that frankly are not decisions I love, but decisions that somebody needs to go make. We will continue to go forward. We will continue to invest in what we're trying to go do in Xbox and build the best business that we can, which ensures we can continue to do shows like the one we just did.
On the active.
It's exactly what I was expecting Phil to say, what I was expecting Phil Spencer to say. And you guys have to remember, when you're head of the Xbox or a big company like Xbox, that's part of the Microsoft umbrella corporation, you know, there's things you got to do that you might not like, like being the boss, right? Have you ever been a manager of a store? Or have you ever been a store manager of a store? Have you ever been someone who's like a property manager or something? And there's decisions you have to make, that you don't like, but you have to make them. I'm sure he didn't take any pride or joy in closing down these studios, because he knows what that means. When you close down the studio, people lose their jobs, right? And of course, that sucks. I know what it's like to lose a job. I lost a job. It sucks. But then again, you have to look at it from his perspective. This is what I'm trying to tell people. You have to look at it from his perspective. And his perspective is like, you guys want me to bring all these games like I did today on this Xbox showcase. Sometimes I have to make these necessary decisions. He doesn't have a crystal ball. He doesn't know in which direction the sales are going to go, in which directions, these studios are going to go, and how they're going to be profitable, and what kind of profit are they going to get. It's impossible to know. That's like rolling the dice. You take a chance and see where it goes. So it's exactly what I've been saying. Like I said, this is not the decision, like he said, that he likes to make. This is not a decision that he enjoys making, but it was a necessary decision so they can continue to go ahead and bring us these cool games, build this Game Pass subscription as beneficial to us as possible. So, they talked a little bit about the Activision. We can listen to that a little bit. And the acquisition of the Activision.
Activision Blizzard saga, that's all been, that probably maybe
called it saga?
Well, I don't know. Did it from covering it and watching it, it felt like it put like 5 years on my life.
Yeah.
Just as somebody that covers Xbox, I can't imagine how it was for you. But as that came to a close, and you started integrating them into Activision Blizzard King, into Xbox Studios, has that changed the way that you think about running the business at all? Because the organization just got quite a bit larger, almost overnight in a sense.
No, I mean, we're still, and I hope we show this today, we're going to be about building great games for people to play, about giving them choice on Xbox to go play. We've got a broader library of games. The thing I'm starting to see, which I really love, is the organic collaboration between our teams that are coming out and trying to build that community of creators that, I mean, you and I will go back to the time of Xbox where we basically had 4 games. Fable, Forza, Gears, Halo. And we would just literally every 4 years. And I would have to come to E3 and I'd somehow try to make those 4 games seem different every year for the community. And now what we have in gaming is just an amazing collection of teams and franchises that are doing great work. So I think, I feel an added responsibility as somebody who loves this industry for the franchises that show up on our stage. But I still think in the end, it's about putting amazing games out. Like, I'm really proud of the work that Ninja Theory did with Hellblade and how Hellblade's been the response to that. And we have an amazing internal team now that's focused on us doing a bunch of Unreal games as an example. And then you see things like South of Midnight, which might have been my game of the show. I thought it looked so good. You got Perfect Dark, you have Gears. So like for us, as the organization gets bigger, I think it's just more important that we can take bets together and try to do innovative, creative things. And that will continue to drive us.
Well said, and I'm not saying this to kiss up to Phil. He clearly showed what the Xbox is doing, and he showcased all of these games. And I think what he's saying basically is, and what he said earlier on this interview, people say, what does that mean for me when I have an Xbox? And he says, what it means for you when you have an Xbox is that you're going to have a great benefits of games at your disposal, where you're going to have a huge library of games, day one, on the release, included, for that $16 a month. Think about it, man. The value that you get with the Xbox Game Pass, it trumps PlayStation Plus. I'm sorry, PlayStation Plus, but if I have to look at the benefits that we get from Xbox and compare it to PlayStation Plus, I mean, Game Pass wins all the way. Again, I appreciate having PlayStation Plus. There's games on PlayStation Plus that I can play which otherwise I would have to pay. But when you look at it and compare it, it's like apples and oranges, man. day one releases on Game Pass, these big bangers, big hitters coming in day one. Dude, all included. Black Ops 6 all included, right? All of these games included. That's a huge value that you get with the Xbox in terms of a Game Pass versus PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus, they're making you pay $40 for Concord, which is a live service, and live service, you shouldn't have to pay $40. They're charging you $60 for a PlayStation VR 2 adapter for PC. They're charging you $40 for Helldivers 2. I'm not saying that Helldivers 2 is not worth $40, but when you look at the contrast between what Phil Spencer's doing versus what Sony's doing, if Helldivers 2 was on the Xbox Game Pass, it would be included for free. If Concord was on the Game Pass, it would be included for free. Day one for free. And you don't see that on Sony. Why wasn't God of War Ragnarok included day one? I mean, if Sony wants me to feel like I'm premium, if Sony wants me to feel premium, well, Sony, why don't you make us feel premium? Why don't you put God of War Ragnarok? God of War Ragnarok, it's still not on PlayStation Plus. There's only a trial. You can only play a trial for like a couple of hours. So, you know what I mean? There is a contrast difference between what you get on the Xbox versus what you get on the PlayStation. And, you know, we can have a debate about this. We can compare apples with oranges if you guys want to. But the facts are facts. This is not just my opinion. These are the facts. You know, you're looking at the facts. One has a greater value in terms of what type of games you're getting and how much money you're saving versus what you are getting on the PlayStation Plus. And again, I'm not saying that there isn't any value with it. Sure, there is a value with PlayStation Plus. I said there's a value with both Xbox and PlayStation Plus. But one overweights the other because the one has now more games that are going to be included versus the other, which only has certain games here and there included on certain months, right? But I hope that Sony will take notes and look at this, and hopefully Herman Hulst will take notes and look at this. That's why I'm saying maybe this is a good thing that the Xbox game showcase is successful, because this will drive Sony now to think about, you know what, maybe we should include Helldivers 2 part of the PlayStation Plus Premium. Maybe we should include Concord part of the PlayStation Plus Premium. Give something back to the fans. Maybe we should not ignore 250,000 petition signatures to bring Days Gone 2. Maybe we should listen to our fan base. Maybe we should listen to what the fans want, not what we want. Maybe this will change things for Sony. Maybe Herman Hulst will look at this. Maybe he'll say, hold on a second, you know, let's all sit around the table. Let's talk to the, Sony executives in Tokyo, boards of directors in Sony Tokyo, Japan. Let's have a real conversation. And let's look at the Xbox, right, as one great example of a competitor. So I thought this was a great interview, so I just felt like sharing it. But you guys let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Oh, and don't forget, today at 3 p.m., it's Ubisoft Forward showcase at 3 p.m. I will be there here on YouTube to live stream it. Thank you for watching.